Hello everyone, I am Anupam Kumar Singh from SysTech Ratibad in Mechanical Engineering Department. A very warm welcome to all of you to this video lecture of mechanical vibration. Now we are going to define a new term, that is the logarithmic decay, and we will derive an expression for the logarithmic decay. This is the case of the underdamping. As we know that in the underdamping there are two expressions. One is the exponential decay, which is showing that the amplitude will decrease with respect to the time. So amplitude is decreasing with respect to the time in an exponential way. And the second term was, which was denoting that there is a vibration. So it is a vibration, since there was a sign, the term with sign. So the sign omega d plus phi, in that omega d denotes the frequency, that is the damped frequency, and phi denotes the your phase angle. So for simplicity, since I have assumed this x0, so for simplicity, because it is here is also because maximum amplitude which I have taken, that is also capital X0. So for simplicity I am taking x0 dash it. Okay, so it is the initial displacement for me, and this is the consecutive after second displacement. Now I can write the x0 dash is equal to I can write it like x0 e to the power minus zeta omega nt divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. So for here I will write t0. So if I want to denote determine x1, so it would be x0 e to the power minus zeta omega n t1 divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. If I want to calculate x2, so it would be x0 e to the power minus zeta omega n, it would be now t2 root under 1 minus zeta square. So this value is x2 and this is the t2. Fine. So in this way we can determine the value of the amplitude. Now in this condition, if we want to determine the time period, so as we know that time period is the time to complete one cycle. So from if we starting here, so here it will complete one cycle. So the time taken between these two, okay, amplitude will be the time period. So if it is t0, if it is t1, so t1 minus t0 would be the time period. Or if I want to define time period from here to here, so you can see that the t2 minus t1 would be the time period. And one thing which should denote that the time period would be same for the each cycle, means the frequency is same. In that way we can say that the time period is same. So for this cycle time period is same, for this cycle time period is same. मतलब इस cycle को complete करने में जितना time लगेगा उतना ही time इस cycle को complete करने में लगेगा. Now we can divide any equations. Okay, so for example it is number 1, it is number 2, it is number 3, you can divide any one. So I can divide x0 dash divided by x1. So what would I have? This x0 e to the power minus zeta omega nt omega n and root under 1 minus zeta square divided by x0 e to the power minus zeta omega and t1 upon root under 1 minus zeta square. So this root under 1 minus zeta square, root under 1 minus zeta square, and x0 are common, so it will be cancelled out. So the remaining term would be e to the power minus zeta omega n t0 divided by e to the power minus zeta omega n and t1. So I can write it x0 dash divided by x1 is equal to e to the power minus zeta omega n, and I can write it t0, okay, minus t1, or I can write x0 dash x1 is equal to e to the power minus zeta omega n t1 minus t0. I am saying why I am putting here dash, क्योंकि यहाँ मैंने एम्पलीट्यूड x0 लिया है, तो अगर मैं यहाँ डैश लूँगा तो एक जैसा लगेगा, लेकिन ये मैंने स्टार्टिंग है, इसको आप जीरो ही मानेंगे. ठीक है, तो ये क्या हो गया, ये आपका टाइम पीरियड हो गया. तो ये हो गया x0 डैश डिवाइडेड बाई x1 इज इक्वल टू e टू द पावर माइनस जीटा ओमेगा एन. t1 माइनस t0 क्या हो गया आपका एम्पलीट्यूड, सॉरी दी टाइम पीरियड, दैट इज़ द td. सो इसको मैं लिख सकता हूँ e टू द पावर माइनस जीटा ओमेगा एन. अब td की वैल्यू कितनी है, तो td की वैल्यू है आपकी 2 पाई रूट अंडर 1 माइनस जीटा स्क्वायर इंटू ओमेगा एन. So this omega n to omega n cancel. Okay, sorry, this minus sign will not remain when we'll change it. So when we will change this sign, so this sign will be cancel out, this sign will be no here. E to the power zeta 2 pi divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. So ultimately what we are getting, x0 dash divided by x1 is equal to 2 pi e to the power 2 pi zeta divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. Similarly, when we will calculate x1 divided by x2, so we will have same value 2 pi zeta divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. And when we will calculate x2 by x3, so we will have same value 2 pi zeta divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. In this way we can see here that the ratio of two consecutive displacement, ratio of displacement of two consecutive amplitude, ratio of the टू कंसेक्यूटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट्स और द एम्पलीट्यूड आर द सेम. यहाँ भी दो कंसेक्यूटिव, पहले दूसरे का वही था, फिर इसका भी वही है, इसका भी वही है. ठीक है. सो आई कैन टेक एनी वैल्यू. इफ आई विल टेक x1 अपॉन x2, सो इट इज़ e टू द पावर e टू द पावर 2 pi zeta upon root under 1 minus zeta square. So if I will take log, so it would be log x1 by x2 is equal to, it would be, when log of this value would be 2 pi zeta divided by root under 1 minus zeta square. Okay, so this term, this 2 pi zeta upon root under 1 minus zeta square, this is represented by del, and this is the logarithmic decay. This is the logarithmic decay. Fine. So I can also write it, del is equal to log x1 upon x2. Now one thing we should notice, that del is equal to, we can write ratio of any two consecutive displacement. So x0 upon x1, or we can write x1 upon x2. This would be equal to x2 upon x3. This would be equal to x3 upon x4, and so on, and it would be equal to log x n minus 1 divided by xn. Okay, now if we will add all the value, so as we know that the value of all the term are del. So if there are n terms, so it would be del plus for n, so it would be n del, and log all the term, when you will add, it will be log x0 divided by x1, okay, into log x1, capital x1 upon x2 plus log x2 upon x3 plus dash log xn minus 1 upon xn. So it would be n del, and it could be written as log a plus b is equal to log a into b. So it would be x0 upon x1 into x1 upon x2 dash xn minus 1 upon xn. So it could be written as n del is equal to log x0 divided by xn, or it could be written as del is equal to 1 upon n log x0 divided by xn. So now we have seen the two formula to determine del. So one formula is this, and another formula which we have derived right now, that 2 pi zeta upon root under 1 minus zeta square, which is equivalent to log any two consecutive. So it would be either x0 upon x1, or we can write x1 upon x2. It could be also written as 2 pi zeta upon root under 1 minus zeta square. अब देखने वाली बात यह है कि ये वाला एक्सप्रेशन जो है हम तब यूज़ करेंगे जब हमको दो कंसेक्यूटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट पता है. लेकिन अगर हमको दो कंसेक्यूटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट नहीं पता है तो हम कैसे निकालेंगे? सपोज मुझे पहला पता है और पांचवा पता है, तो उस कंडीशन में ये हो जाएगा फर्स्ट और ये हो जाएगा फिफ्थ. दोनों का डिस्प्लेसमेंट का रेशियो निकाल के मैं क्या निकाल सकता हूँ? डेल. और यहाँ कितना हो जाएंगे? क्योंकि 5 की बात हो रही है तो 5 हो जाएगा. तो ये तब काम आता है 2 पाई जीटा अपॉन रूट अंडर 1 माइनस जीटा स्क्वायर, जब हमको दो कंसेक्यूटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट हो. और ये तब काम आता है जब हमको बीच के गैप में दिया हो, मतलब पहला पाँचवा या पाँचवा दसवां इस तरह से दिया हो, तब ये काम आता है. सो दीज आर द टू इक्वेशंस with the help of which we can determine the logarithmic decay, and it is a very important topic of the unit 2. Thank you very much for listening.